And on to the next clip, which is a 12-year-old clip of everyone's favorite Ben Shapiro talking on some sort of review show for his book. And I don't remember the title of it, but it's in the review. And
We
let's
do
go to
not
that
care.
clip. Yeah, exactly.
We do not care.
Let's go to the clip.
Connie Martin.
Also spoke with a British accent. This. Up now.
Primetime propaganda.
Hello, welcome to Connie Martinson Talks Books. You watch a TV show and you start laughing, but afterwards, do you think about what maybe was said or what you've been really recommended to believe? My guest today, Ben Shapiro, has written Primetime Propaganda, the true Hollywood story of how the left has made our country
put 'em
took
on, dear.
over your TV, and it's published by Harper. Welcome.
There's like 8 pounds of bling on her right
Ben.
now.
Thanks so much for having me.
She's
And
bedazzled.
I guess
she forgot
one
his
has
name.
to think about things we've laughed at, but you seem to pinpoint the authors of those shows as being liberal Jews.
Well, not all of them. I mean, Susan Harris is not Jewish. There are plenty
Nor
of.
is Gary Marshall.
Nor is Gary Marshall. I certainly don't say that all of them are Jewish. There's of course a lot of Jews in Hollywood, but that's because there are a lot of Jews at the top of any industry. Jews happen to be very hardworking.
No. It isn't just that. They have a point of view that can be considered comic and humorous.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, there's a unique brand of Jewish humor, and that's been true since the beginning. I mean, go back to your show of shows. Everybody in that writer's room is a New York Jew. And that's good. I mean, this is good stuff.
Everybody.
This is not a rip on Jews. I mean, that'd
This
be
is
ridiculous.
wild.
The point,
It
and
is
by the way,
vile.
one of the points I
Everybody
make in the book
yeah.
is that the people who write TV are incredibly talented. That they have a political agenda, but they're very talented.
Well, let me say, I've yet to know of too many conservatives, which is where you put yourself, who are funny. I mean, it has to do with a humor that is transferable to everyday living.
I mean, I utterly disagree with that. I think there can be conservatives who are funny. Liberals may not find them funny.
All right.
I mean, Ann Coulter for conservatives is funny. Okay, for liberals, she's not funny.
Coulter?
Bill Maher for liberals, hilarious. For conservatives, not funny. Okay, there's
Well, that depends because you're using politics as the form of their humor. But
Bill Cosby is relatively conservative.
Ooh,
today.
ouch.
Yeah, and no, even back then.
That age.
That's
well.
the idea that
yeah.
conservatism
Yikes.
is inherently unfunny is not true. It's that conservatives have abandoned the playing field of humor and narrative. I'll agree with you there. I think that they've totally run away from the battle. But that doesn't mean that there's not the capacity within conservative thought to be funny.
You talk about having conceived of the plot for a TV series and worked with Lenny Goldberg. Was that a comedy? Was it sitcom? Was it drama?
It was more of a dramedy. It was based on Harvard Law School. It was a dramedy. I've written a couple comedies, kind of hour-long dramedies for, spec script.
What were
And
they?
have they been bought?
Never heard of them.
No, because and there are a couple reasons for that. One is that it's hard to sell anything in this town.
Yeah, thank you.
Period. Regardless of political viewpoint. And the other is that
Okay,
Have you?
hold on. Before we start, we are going to ignore the anti-Semitism.
Oh,
How, Tim?
how? Yes.
So much there.
That's what do we? Okay, there was nothing else to talk about then.
Listen,
Her jewelry, though.
listen.
I just wish you fucking leftists would stop with the identity politics. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. All it is identity politics. I'm sick of it.
When
I
I
don't-
watched this video the other day, I didn't realize he was wearing a yarmulke.
He always does that.
Always.
I didn't know
Always.
that.
Every
Never not one.
every
Always.
time he's on camera.
Yeah,
Yep. Every time.
but she's got a bald spot sizes Milwaukee.
I would also, well, we're not to the rating thing yet. I just want to say real quick, he's stealing someone's look. I will expose him when we get to that part.
Okay.
But
Okay.
You expose him, Mikey.
I saw what he tried to pull off. Tried is the optimal word there.
So how do we feel about the clip, like Ben's performance in general, ignoring some of the things that he said?
He's nervous. Doesn't sound very sure of
Yeah.
himself. He's
Surprised he never sold a story in Hollywood.
Like,
Super surprised.
He sounds even more rabbity than he normally does.
I like
Rabbit
question,
piglet.
like, how early in his career is this for him?
very
Like,
early.
This is one of his free. Yes, you can tell.
What year is
So-
this?
right in the beginning.
So
This
it's
is
12, 13 years ago. You said, right?
12
So
years
this is-
ago.
Yeah. This is kind of a book that Ben wrote after he failed as a writer
Ew.
in Hollywood. This is like a revenge book. And Ben is upset that he was neither funny enough or good enough to be a scriptwriter, which is why he wrote those spec scripts that never got bought,
Yeah.
which I would love to see.
So somebody very delicately got this timestamp here.
Very talented.
Well, let me say, I've yet to know of too many conservatives, which is where you put yourself, who are funny. I mean, it has, but
Bill Cosby is relative.
Bill Cosby is relatively funny.
Like, I'm just gonna throw it out there. That might need to be a soundbite. Like that.
That's going on the soundboard for sure.
It's going on the board, man. You got to do it.
Conservative.
Oh man.
I
Okay.
do like how the two people that he put that are like funny to him are Bill Cosby and Ann Coulter.
A horse and a jackass.
Oh man.
So we're gonna skip ahead a little bit in the clip to play the rest of it because there's a big
Part
like
two.
nothing part. Yeah, part 2.
being Democrat or Republican or whatever very rarely came into the conversation.
Well, I mean,
Although I will say we were cleared by the FBI.
well, I mean, I think that it comes into the
not
conversation
anymore.
mainly in terms of if it's made part of the conversation, it becomes a problem. There is no every major conservative that I know of, and I know virtually all of them in Hollywood at this point. None of them started off as conservative when they got
four
into
of
the
them?
business, or at least they weren't openly conservative, or they're still not socially conservative.
Well, do me a favor. Define for me what is a liberal.
Okay, a liberal is somebody who believes on social policy, believes in, we'll use the key issues, they believe in pro-choice, they're pro-gay marriage, they believe in big government with regard to growth of government on domestic policy side. They believe the government should be used to redistribute wealth and rectify the inequalities of everyday life. And they believe that on foreign policy, for the most part, we should attempt to solve things through diplomacy, not only as a first measure, but as a last measure. And if we cannot agree on a diplomatic means of solving the problem, we should hardly ever commit the military. So I think that's a
I don't know if I
relatively
agree with that.
basic summation.
Conservative is
A conservative would be almost the opposite, right? With regard to abortion and gay marriage, anti-abortion, anti-gay marriage, much more for the acting out of traditional religious values in everyday
Despicable.
life. With regard to government, much smaller government that does not interfere in the economic market per se. Much more
personally.
laissez-faire.
Tell me more
how do
about
you
your
feel
military.
About overpopulation.
I don't think that
blowing up other
overpopulation is a problem.
Oh, okay. The other is
I think that government's a problem. I don't think overpopulation is a problem
around the world.
around the world.
Okay.
Let 'em
Wow.
There are
starve.
those who will disagree. The other is, I do know, having talked with some of the ultra-conservative, that they are very concerned, as you said, about anti-abortion, but
Glenn
they don't
Beck.
care about schooling. Where the government would come in, there is definitely no
Dennis
action.
Prager.
I mean, they seem to be kind of separate issues to me. I mean, you can be for the not killing of fetuses or babies, depending, and also be for less government intervention in education. We're spending a ton of money on education. Our education has been consistently worse every year for the last 50. So the correlation between government spending and better levels of education is completely misplaced.
Well, I was thinking in terms of the free food lunch for kids who don't have food at home. Anyhow, let's get back to television and people such as All in the Family.
Oof.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Are we
So
done?
Brain.
Let's go.
thoughts?
What am thoughts?
What What are our thoughts?
How does one thoughts?
Does it seem like she is even repulsed by him?
Yes.
Very
Yes.
much.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm assuming I don't know her.
At all.
Is she a conservative? I would.
I think she's
Think
just a
so?
Hollywood person.
I think she
Sounds like
just
it.
hosts a book show and didn't have any idea what she was walking into.
Obviously, she read the book. She's got a bunch of like tags and stuff in the book,
Yeah.
right? I think Ollie's got the most likely answer because
She's prepared.
Or somebody read it for her and gave her the Cliff Notes.
she was not prepared for Ben Shapiro to be such a doofus.
Yeah,
Jackass.
because his book probably is like fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
And then here comes this fucking geek, right? Here comes this little nerd. It's like, you want what now? Like, you of all people want this tough
And
guy?
it's very poignant that he didn't, and I think she cut him off on purpose. Didn't talk about how the Republicans like to use the military to blow up and take shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I do like how she let Ben say dumb shit and then corrected him and then immediately moved on without letting him say something else.
Yeah.
Good interviewing.
You know, that's probably why he fucking steamrolls everybody now. This interview scarred him. This is the origin story for the Ben Shapiro Gish Gallop.
If you let him talk, then you look stupid.
All right, time to move on to the review proper. First, the words that Ben said.
F minus.
I don't even know if I can think of anything that was agreeable.
F.
Yeah.
G.
He's a disgusting individual.
G,
Don't
bitch.
go watch the full clip. The other stuff he talks about is absolutely horrendous.
Yeah. There are parts of the clip that we edited out because we don't want it on the show.
Yeah.
So
maybe we'll do it on Patreon.
Maybe
the hardcore shit that we know is gonna get us demonetized and fucking in the shit stir.
If you would like us to watch the whole clip, sign up on Patreon.
Yeah, right.
Video.
Patreon.com/TheBin.
That's right.
Podcast.
You can pay us money to do stuff.
So F to what he said. Now, how do we feel about how he said it? The way that Ben speaks.
He's like Piglet from Winnie the Pooh, mixed with some other nervous animal.
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah,
he's trying
Piglet
to sound smart.
He's greasier than that. You know what I'm saying? He feels dirty when he's talking. He's greasy.
He's real. He's very kind of manipulative in his phrasing, which makes people instantly like not trust, because he strikes me as a very lie by omission kind of guy. Like he won't say, like he'll very quickly leave some shit out because it helps.
The stuff he says is polarizing. That's for fucking sure.
Well, Ben is the facts don't care about your feelings guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ben is always
about his career in Hollywood too.
Ben is always trying to come at
facts.
you from. He's always like a word salad guy. He's always throwing as much facts and figures at you as possible so that you don't understand what he's saying. And you're just like, whatever, I guess.
Or you don't have enough time to refute all of them because he's giving you 16 different studies in 15.
He's it's an overwhelm tactic.
Yeah.
And it works because I won't say I'm the greatest debater, but I have taken like some.
Are you a
courses
master debater?
Master debater.
Not anymore.
But
like that is just you could tell he took debate and he kept winning just because people got didn't want to debate him anymore.
Now
he's frustrating. Yeah.
It's also not
right.
that Mark, Ben has the same degree that we do.
I don't believe that. It's a lie. Tim lies to me.
He has a bachelor's in political science.
I would like to point out that the smile that's on his face right now reminds me of a snake about to strike.
You know who
he just has that look.
You know who that look? He reminds me of Joffrey.
Oh, Prince Joffrey from.
That's who he is.
Off with his head.
He's politics' Joffrey. That's why everybody. He's a little shit-eating turd. You just hate. You just can't stand him. And now he's all old and he's got kids now, so now he's just like a old turd.
Yeah. He's created the
Joffrey
next
that didn't
generation.
get poisoned.
Dude, his kids are not gonna fucking follow in his footsteps. As soon as they get out of that house, they're gonna be like, "Fucking thank God, see ya, pops." They all escape.
What are we ranking him on how he says things?
F.
D. It's legible. D? You know, I can understand him.
D.
But it makes me so uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I need to go shower.
Isn't he a lawyer?
Like,
he is a lawyer. He does have a law degree from Harvard.
I think that's the other thing. It's he's does a lot of lawyer speaky.
He does do a lot of lawyer speak.
He speaks in lawyerese.
Maybe that's that sleaze you were talking about, Ollie. That's slick. I think that's the slick. It's the lawyer slick in how he talks.
Maybe.
And he's a little arrogant probably because maybe that's what it is. The arrogance from being a lawyer. So he feels like he can kind of just like talk how he wants to, whoever he wants to.
Well, and he has a degree from Harvard. Like that's its own arrogance is getting a law degree from Harvard.
Right.
Yeah. Like I think at that point I would even put him higher than that. Maybe like C to B, somewhere in there, because even though you hate the shit he spews, he doesn't do it shittily. Like he knows how to run a conversation.
We remember the shitty bullying. Like we remember the delineated shitty things he said. You know what I mean? He did break down his awful takes so that we could understand how much of a piece of garbage he is.
So I'll say a C.
Strong.
I'll say a C.
Mark's right.
C. Wow. I can't go there. I just can't.
I mean, that's fine.
He's a slime ball.
I might even go, you know what? I'll say B. I hate it.
I tried to get on your side. Now hold on. I don't want to leave you out there. I tried to and you, and now it's too far.
All right. Mikey and I are a C. Mark, you said you're a B?
Yep.
And Ollie?
No, he's a slime ball, dude. Everything he says makes me feel uncomfortable.
G.
So he's going to average out to like a C then.
Yeah. Ollie cancels you out, Mark, I think.
And then S. And then how's Ben dressed? How does he present himself?
All right, Mikey, take it away.
If you look, this young man is wearing some horrendous jeans.
Yep.
Like black, kind of acid washy, kind of.
Yeah.
But also maybe they're corduroy, maybe, or suede. I mean, so he's got these. The shirt is too big.
He slept in that shirt.
Or too small. It's been in a backpack. You know, it's not even pressed. Whose granddad's watch is that? That was very fancy back in the 60s.
Look at those janky ass shoes.
And there's where the plagiarism comes into play. Look who's trying to pull off his very own, very casual Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, you think he's trying to be Seinfeld?
He's trying to be Seinfeld with the sneakers and the jeans and the polo. Oh, that's Jerry's thing. Jerry doesn't wear the yarmulke, so he's like trying to like Jerry Seinfeld it with the yarmulke. And it sucks. And it sucks because I mean Seinfeld's very confident in himself, so he doesn't need to wear fancy clothes.
Oh my God,
guy's
you're
like,
so right.
See? And it's the same time period.
It is. That's like the casual.
That's
the
casual
Seinfeld.
It's the casual Jer. And he thought he could just pull it off because he's getting on, on TV.
All right. D. Wow. I'll go with a D for how he looks.
I'll agree with Tim. That's a D. Yeah, it's not the worst he could have done, but it's damn near.
He remembered
there
enough
has to be something below where he's at right now, so I'll agree with a D.
Yeah, I'll give him a D because he should get an F for plagiarism.
He's not wearing shorts. He's not wearing jean shorts. Like that would make that shit an F.
Yeah.
At least that would be his own idea.
Jean shorts.
What if he had good legs?
Yeah, maybe.
Why are we talking about Ben Shapiro's legs?
He might have had some calves.
Can we get out of here?
Make it
and finally, how does Ben make you feel? In your heart of hearts.
I feel like I've been clear about this already. He makes me feel dirty.
He gives you the, does he give
if
you
there was a rank below F, I would give it to him.
does he give you the ick, Ollie?
Yes.
Yeah.
F. I'll say F.
F all day. Like,
F.
if I could go lower, I would. Like, I'll give him points for being good at speaking sometimes, but that's as far as I'll go. Like, his message is just trash.
Well, under much or F. I'm not gonna fucking F.
Yeah.
So
Just
I think
fucking
if,
F.
I think if we average them all out, he had an F, a C, a D, and an F. I think he lands somewhere in like a D, D minus.
I could
Yeah.
live with D.
There we
2 F's
go.
a D. Yeah, he's below D to D. D. Yeah.
Yeah, D. So
F to D. D.
just barely passing. Just barely.
No, D's a failing grade. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, in 2005, it might have been a passing grade. Who knows?
Wow.
Could maybe get
Participation
by
medal
on
or
a D
what?
average.
65D, baby. That's how I got through algebra. 65D.
That's a participation medal right there. Come on now.
You showed up to class sometimes.
Miss, whatever your name is. I know you lied to get me out of your class because you didn't want me again the next semester. Whatever, dude. We'll call it even. Get me out of here. No child left
That
behind
definitely happens.
Ben gets our first D, and
Give him the D.
And he's well deserved of a good D.
yeah,
He deserves as many D's as he can take.
That's right.
oh god, oh god. Rolling. Okay, well, that is the end of our show. I would like to ask everyone to like and subscribe on the YouTubes.
We demand it.
We demand the likes and the
Tens of
subscribes.
likes.
Allthelikes.com.
Also, if you want to see the full episode, go to yeah, I'm going to remember what I'm supposed to say at some point. If you want to go see the full episode, go to patreon.com/thebin. Is it the bin or the bin podcast?
The Bin Podcast.
The bin podcast. There we go.
There you go.
Become a patron on Patreon. You get cool stuff, bonus content, all that nonsense. And
special sexual favors.
yeah.
And you can send us things you want us to watch.
Oh yes,
yeah.
yes.
Send
Even
me
icky
a-
things.
Send me your videos of Ben Shapiro.
God,
That big
that's
JPEG.
gross.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Send us more videos that make us need to go
Oh.
shower.
Wow. Wow.
I want to see Ben Shapiro's take on Danny Masterson.
I'm just saying
Wow.
certain levels on the Patreon get more attention than others. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
No, you want to be on top.
And then Patreon.
Some people
Patreon,
prefer the bottom.
God damn it. Patreon is also where is the new home of Speaking from the Center. Whenever we put that out, that's where Speaking from the Center will be as a podcast.
Yeah.
So, for me and Mark and Ollie and Mikey Famine, see you next time.
Bye.